Hello. Um, I was asking a Muslim question. Uh, I said this. I said a better question to ask is how can Muhammad be the prophet Deuteronomy is talking about when Deuteronomy says if a prophet is wrong in just one prophecy, he is not to be feared. In other words, he is not a true prophet. And we discover that sperm is formed in the testicles and not the heart between the ribs and backbone. That is, he is a he's a he to me. If it says that to me, it is a prophecy proved false, making Muhammad not what Deuteronomy is talking about. Anyway, what happened was I was asking this guy questions, and apparently he thought I was being argumentative, and he put a block on me. So I can't I can't respond to what he says to uh, my stuff. So I thought what I would do is what I did is I copied what he said and made it into a script form, and I'm going to have his responses and then my questions with it, and I'm going to see if this will get him to try to respond to my questions here. So it's just an experiment here, and when I do his words, I'll be reading with this side of my face, and when I do mine, I'll be using this side over here. And of course, I'll do a different accent so it doesn't get confusing. I'll continue here. Okay, this is what I say here. A better question to ask is how can Muhammad be the prophet Deuteronomy is talking about when Deuteronomy says if a prophet is wrong in just one prophecy, he is not to be feared. In other words, he's not a true prophet. And when we discover that sperm is formed in the test, when we discover that sperm is formed in the testicles and not in the heart, between the ribs and backbone, that to me is a prophecy proved false, making Muhammad not what Deuteronomy is talking about. And with that, it says, you have been blocked by the owner of this video. Of course, he put this block on me after I said some other stuff here. So just to let he didn't block me right off. Instead, he responded with this says, he said, your comment is silly. What do you mean that he is not to be feared? Well, apparently that is Torah speak for not a true prophet. Plus, and from what and where did you come up with the sperm is formed in the heart? Because the heart is the only thing truly between the ribs and backbone. Ha 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 ha! My reply to those videos: watch and educate yourself. 1. Quran and human reproduction, no errors. Surah 86, 5 through 7. Really? 2. Quran 86, 5 through 7. Sperm comes from backbone and men and ribs of women. Of men and ribs of women. Yeah, but we know it really comes from the man only. Thus, you have proved the Quran false yourself. You can find them in this account. Investigate Islam dummy. In embryonic stages, the reproductive organs of the male and female, that is the testicles and the ovaries, begin their development near the kidney, exactly between the spine column and the 11th and 12th ribs. Right, but when sperm is formed, they are outside the body, not where the stomach is. Later, they descend. The female gonads, ovaries, stop in the pelvis, while the male gonads continue their descent before birth to reach the scrotum outside the body through the inguinal canal. Even after the embryonic stage, after descent of the reproductive organs. The reproductive organ, but the stomach isn't between the ribs and backbone. Exactly, it isn't. So how does this make the Quran, the clear signs clear? And when sperm forms, it's when the testicles are outside the body, not in the body cavity. Exactly. So how are the clear signs correct? Ha 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 ha, please. Do not talk about science because you clearly You are clearly has no idea what you are talking about. So sperm doesn't form in the testicles. What? Where did I talk about stomach? Where did I talk about stomach? Go and read my comments again and try this time to use your brain. Sounds like you are trying to say sperm doesn't form in the testicles, but forms in both men and women. Like the Quran, or like the Quran seems to say. But even the Quran says women produce sperm, unless you count Muhammad in the Hadith saying if a woman discharges first during sex, the baby will take on the likeness of the mother. In other words, it'll be a girl. The Quran talks about the Torah, which was revealed to Prophet Moses during his life, not the book which was written after his death, and shows where he was buried. If Moses couldn't foretell what would happen to him by writing the Torah, how can he be a prophet? But say he didn't write the Torah, and the Torah is false. How can the Quran be right with Quran 568 that tells Jews to quote stand firm upon the Torah? And how can the Torah not only be like the Quran says, but how can the Torah be quote both guidance and like the Quran says? How can one from the children of Israel be able to judge the Quran with the Torah if the Torah is corrupted? Does that sound like clear signs to you now? Come on, be truthful. Joshua 1:1, quote, after the death of Moses, the servant of Lord, really, I do not like to argue with what does the word prophet mean to you? If Moses couldn't have written that, how can he be considered a prophet? Even after the embryonic stage, after the descent of the reproductive organ, these organs receive their nerve supply and blood supply from the aorta, the sympathetic drainage, which is in the area between the backbone, spinal column, and the ribs. And the ribs. Oh, so it is formed where the heart is. So, why not just say sperm is formed in the testicles and not where everything else is formed, if that is the case? God says, and then he put something in Arabic which I can't read. It says nothing whatsoever about the creation of sperm in the heart or the creation of anything else. So, when you mentioned aorta, you were just saying anything off the top of your head? I've got to stop it here.